Almost 7 years ago now, I hit a breaking point. I didn't like myself. I didn't like where I was at. I was essentially a shell of myself, and I was open and receptive to anything that would change my life and help to put me back on the right track. Started diving deep into what I thought about myself, my beliefs about myself, how I was speaking to myself. I took inventory of everything that was limiting me, and I realized I was subconsciously talking to myself like I was unworthy. Now that I focused on that and kind of fixed that, it's so much more apparent that so many people struggle with this. I became aware of how I was wired. My beliefs about myself and my capabilities were disempowering, and they held me back from being the fullest version of myself. So I started to rewire myself. I learned how important my internal language was because what I believed about myself on the inside created my results on the outside. The method that literally changed the trajectory of my life is really, really powerful, but I want to share a disclaimer first. Seems like everyone is into the law of attraction and manifesting today. While there is a truth to these, and if you get to a certain level, you can become magnetic. I made a whole video on the real way to manifest and become magnetic. A link should be popping up for that, so go check that out. But I feel like everyone is so into it today because they don't actually want to put in the work. They just want great things to happen to them without even trying. If you balance using the strategy that I'm about to share, in addition to taking control of your actions and the decisions that you make throughout the day, that's when the law of attraction really takes form. So I used a method that I call I am statements to rewire the beliefs I had about myself and completely transform how I was speaking to myself. I promise you, if you take this seriously and actually do it and stay consistent, you can create and become anything that you want. So pretty much every morning I would do this practice. I pulled out a journal or a sticky note or even recorded myself speaking them out in voice memos, and I'll read off examples in my journal and show you. I would fill up a literal whole page of I am statements. And when you do this, make sure that you're writing or you're speaking in present tense. This is really important because what you are doing is you're influencing your subconscious mind, and you're telling yourself that you are a certain way now. If you write or speak in future tense saying that I will be something, then you're actually telling yourself that you don't have it yet, and you're creating separation from it. You're convincing yourself that you do not have it. And looking at my old journals, I used to do that. And I think when I changed it up, started speaking in present tense and writing in present tense, that's when things really started to transform for me. So I'll give you some examples. And this one's actually from January 11th of this year. So I still do it pretty regularly. I was writing, success happens easily for me. There is always a simple solution to solve a complex problem. I attract positivity because I have good intentions. I am supported. I can do anything. I have exactly what I need. I am provided with everything I need at the right time. I am financially free. I always look at what I have. I help others. I hold my own energy and act authentically. This one is from January of 2023. I let go. I breathe deep. I'm letting go of things I don't need to become lighter. I am empathetic, but I also set boundaries. I seize opportunities. I am social. I get great sleep. I take risks. Being uncomfortable or scared means to do it. I am becoming as healthy as possible. This one's from November of 2021, and in this one I was actually using more I will. And I think it did have some effect, but I don't think it's as powerful as speaking in present tense. I wrote things like, I will shoot shots and take risks. I will talk to people and form great connections. I am powerful. I am grateful for what I have. I love myself. I can do anything. I'm a leader. I speak confidently. I will embrace failure and try things. In difficult situations, I will stay grounded and non-reactive. I don't believe that sayings like, I am wealthy or I am successful really work. Our mind is too smart for that. Write traits that you are working on developing right now, which will lead to that success over time. Now, here's the key. Make sure you do this in the morning before your day starts. Throughout the day, you will subconsciously make decisions that align with those traits that you are developing. And that's when the real change happens. That's when, like I talked about in the beginning, you have the rewiring with the taking action, the law of attraction manifesting with actually doing it in real life. And over time, I started to develop these traits. In the moment, I would make the decision that supports the trait that I wanted to develop. Those little instances that happen throughout the day. Like, let's say an opportunity came up where I had a chance to take a risk. Because I just told myself that morning that I seize opportunities, that I take risks, that I embrace failure, I'm more likely to take that risk and make a decision that I wouldn't have before. Those new choices add up over time. You can create an entirely new path, an entirely new persona. You can start to direct life however you want. And another thing on self-talk that I wanted to address, because I see it way too much: never call yourself stupid. I hear it all the time, and I used to do it. After you mess up, you say, "Oh, I'm so dumb," or "Sorry, I'm dumb." Little do you know, when you say that, you're molding a belief deep inside you, in your subconscious, that you are actually dumb. Then things will repeatedly start to show up in your life to confirm that you are dumb. Instead, I started to accept making mistakes. I was okay with looking dumb or messing up in front of others, and I started accepting being vulnerable. That's another one I would always write. I am vulnerable, because I'm confident that when I make that mistake, I'm simply just learning. I forgive myself and I fix it for the next time. So I could go on and on this topic about self-talk, but the main key is start to observe how you speak to yourself, what you believe about yourself, figure out what traits that you need to develop that will lead to the outcomes that you want in life, and then rewire yourself. Use the I am statements, which will then wire yourself to make the decisions throughout the day that will lead to what you want out of this life. Let me know in the comments if you resonated with this. Let me know if you have experience doing this before. General feedback is also appreciated as well. Don't forget to give the video a like and subscribe. Peace.